Hey, how we doing? I'm Andy, this is Spiders, and today we're going to do, well, I'm going to show you a couple of little things. One of them is a rehousing of something that's not a spider. It's actually a Vinegaroon. This is the Mystiga proctus tohono, as opposed to the Mystiga proctus giganteus. We've also got Phormingochilus rufus that had outgrown the tub that it was in, so I'm going to put that into one of those 5-litre Brayplast tubs, so it's got a bit more height and a bit more room. And then at the end I've got a pairing attempt of the Bumba horrida that I tried recently. It was a male that I managed to pick up. You may remember I did a pairing a while ago with a different male, and if I remember rightly, I can't remember, I think he went on to somebody else. And then I've since, my other female had molted out, so I purchased another male, and that's what I'm going to show you as a pairing attempt of them two. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on with it, and I'll catch you all at the end. Cheers.
So first up, we've got this. This is the Phormingochilus species rufus, or I think it's the peach earth tiger or the Javan earth tiger. I'm not sure what the common name is, if I'm totally honest. Something along those lines. But yeah, you can see this is, I think, a female. I haven't been able to properly sex it yet, if I'm totally honest, but I'm going with female for now. So as you see, this is the old tub that it was in. I managed to sort of empty the cork back out of there and get it laid down. It had not long molted, so it was definitely due an upgrade, as it was. As you'll see here, getting it in the pot wasn't as easy as I first thought it would be, mainly because I left this lid on. So you'll see, I just cut the tape that was holding the lid secure, take that lid off, and I also got rid of the substrate that was sat in the bottom there. So once all that was done, I was able to, as you see, just manoeuvre this one up into the side of the bottle, and you may see, between my fingers, a little leg just poking through the gap at the top there. And there we have it, nice and safe inside my catch cup. So you see, just to the left of the screen there is the new tub that this one's going in. It's a 5 litre, 5.8 litre Brayplast. Oh, again, this is a lot bigger than the tub that it was in, and it'll probably be alright in here for another molt, maybe another 2 molts before I need to look at rehousing it again. Hopefully by that time I'll have sexed it for definite, and I'll be able to put it in a glass enclosure now. So you see me just being careful here. These have got a reputation for being quick, and as you will see, as I was prodding this out, it did come running straight up the bottle. So I was glad that I'd just covered my bases, really, because I'd imagine that the next place that would have ended up could have been my hand, or right up my arm, or even worse. So you see, we managed to get it in. Unfortunately, you'll see my tripod, and I didn't turn that camera on, so unfortunately I didn't get any decent footage up until this. So this is from the other camera. This is as much as I managed to get out of that, because I'm a dumbass. But what we'll do, we'll let this one settle now, and we'll give her a feed in a couple of days, and hopefully everything will go good. So next up we've got the Bumba horrida. this is the male here. Now he was mega hair flicky, this one. So you'll see him pretty much using the lid, and you'll see his legs just going and going, and I'm basically using that lid just to protect my hands from all the hairs that are flying around. You can see there, he was flicking like mad. And there you can see the sort of clouds of hairs that he was flicking up. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you'll just see in this shot in just a second as he goes again. I think the light just catches some of those hairs as they're floating back down. So eventually we managed to get him up onto the edge of the female's enclosure. Now you see this is the female. So yeah, they got themselves pretty close together, and then this happened. Yeah, so that wasn't quite the start that we were hoping for. And as you can see, this actually meant that it left the female on the outside of the enclosure, and the male, after running out, had actually done an about turn, and he'd actually come back in and was, as you can see, he's just sat on the inside edge. So what I did is I just put her back in there. I left the male where he was, and I just let things play out for a while, and you'll see this is sort of a time lapse of what happened over the next sort of 5 or 10 minutes or so. So you see she's wandering around. He's just keeping himself out of harm's way, is probably the best way to describe it. And here we are, we managed to get him back in, and as you'll see, she went for a wander out. I mean, she did come back in, but it was, I think the damage had been done earlier on. This girl had scared him right off, and he wasn't tapping, he wasn't making any sort of signs of any communication or anything, so we let it play out for a few more minutes, and then I decided that we'd put him back in his tub and we'll save him for another day. So here we have the setup that I've put together for my Vinegaroon. This is the Mastiga Proctus Tohono, which I think grows a little bit smaller than the giant Vinegaroon, although I think there is some talk that they may even be the same species, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%. So you can see this little fella, or little lady, I'm not quite sure whether it's a male or a female, is just shifting itself off my hand into its own new environment, and you see it just using those front legs to feel its way around. Now these are notorious bulldozers, so I'm pretty sure that this enclosure won't look anything like this in probably within a week, maybe even less than that once this one's done a bit of burrowing and shoveled things around and landscaped it all a little bit, but it's looking pretty good for now, so we'll see how long it lasts. So I decided that I was going to try and feed this one. Now, you'll see here, I was interested initially, but when I actually dropped the cricket close by, it had a bit of a pop, but as it didn't grab it the first time, it seemed to lose a little bit of interest then. So we tried again. Again, it just wasn't really, maybe, or at the time I thought maybe this cricket was a bit too big for it, but you know, I've seen this thing take on mealworms, I've seen this thing take on morio worms and prey items a lot bigger than this one, so maybe it just wasn't hungry. So yeah, I left the cricket in there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it had gone by the next morning, and that one is just settling into its burrow there, finding its hide, and we'll leave that one be.
So yeah, like I say, a couple of nice easy rehousings, just how we like them in this house, if I'm honest. And yeah, that horrida pairing at the end, again, that wasn't a very successful one. They just seemed to run around and chase each other away. Again, you can see this male is quite a bit bigger than the female, but when I did the pairing with the other female, she was about the same size as this one, and again the male was slightly bigger, but again we'll just keep trying. Yeah, this guy is going off to somebody after I've made use of him, so I'm just hoping that I can get this pairing done. If not, I'll just pass him on and then maybe have him back again, but we'll work something out, I'm sure. Either way, hopefully there's going to be a few more of these in the hobby, because again, these are another really underrated species. They're pretty cool, especially when they're younger, because their legs are weird. They're really pointy, they come to a taper towards their feet, as opposed to most tarantulas, which stay quite stocky. So it gives them, when they're younger, it gives them this look more of a true spider. And yeah, fair dues, they are awesome teas. So yeah, definitely, hopefully we get some more of these in the hobby, like. So anyway, I'm going to shut up, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers for watching. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have, you know what to do. Everything's downstairs and all the rest of it. And I'll catch you all soon. Cheers. Ta-da.